China's Proxy Capitalism: The Great Leap Forward. This is a postulate and analysis of the Great Leap Forward that allows capitalism to prosper in China, which was sponsored by the state. Some school of thoughts call this a dual system of economy. State socialism and capitalism are itself a conflicting economic system. China does not walk on the tail of two bridges but walking straight forward towards a definite direction, a leap forward to proxy capitalism. A dual system of economy is classic model that both system creates socio-political and economic conflict and dissent in communist social order, like what happened after the British government turned over the colony to China. In contrast, to maintain China's economic reform, adopting a proxy capitalism that allows certain trusted and favored Chinese citizen to operate as private business enterprise for the state, whose obligation is to create and generate investment, overseas contracting and development with less state intervention. Chinese financial institution provides capital outlays for favored Chinese companies who are actually a financial carpetbaggers for the states. China's development assistance, investment and overseas loan portfolio are all debt trappers for a developing nation. The central government monitor all activities of these business enterprise doing business overseas. It is called Chinese proxy capitalism because the business structure is legally distinct body allowed by the states, and its corporate framework operates within the standard Western fundamental corporate structure and mandate. The proxy Chinese corporation and entity operates seemingly as private enterprise. To succeed on the global stage, Chinese businesses must be resolute of their reputation to earn and build long-term trust in the Western world. To erase out of the central government of China, an Huawei Technologies Incorporated executive was behind an alleged spy mission against a Silicon Valley chip startup with which the Chinese technology giant has since become embroiled in a trade secret fight. Zhu Zhaijun, a deputy chairman at Huawei who also goes by the name of Eric Zhu, asked the lead architect on Huawei's product storage line to study and analyze technology at Connect Labs Incorporated, according to a transcript of an April 17 hearing in federal court in Sherman, Texas. Quoted from Bloomberg. Each year, the United States spends more money purchasing goods and services than any other country in the world, amounting to trillions of dollars. Bidding opportunities with public agencies are available at all levels of government, including federal, state, local, municipal and special districts. Most government agencies welcome bids from any firm that is qualified to compete for the opportunity to win the contract, regardless of whether they are based in the U.S. or a foreign country. China's companies operate this way, adopting the Western business structure of doing business in American soil. Chinese companies establish a presence in the United States and Europe in banking and finance. In Africa and Asian countries, massive infrastructure development in various industries like mining and manufacturing, from micro to mega enterprises. The Chinese are selling lollipops and heavy equipment goods and were flooding the market with Chinese-made products. Chinese stores were sprouting everywhere in this world as outlet for their products and flying the red banner flag of China, showing allegiance to the motherland. The communist government allows their businessmen to travel abroad with less governmental restriction, carries with them a package of financial assistance from China's banking institution. The economy of China is from an agrarian in 1952 a mixed market economy in 1976, which is composed primarily of state-owned enterprises while still allowing for proxy capitalism and investment to flourish. The government began economic reforms around 1976. The economy, as of 2019, ranked as the second largest in the world by nominal GDP and as of 2017 the largest in the world by purchasing power parity. China has the world's fastest growing major economy, with growth rates averaging 10% over 30 years. As of 2019, China's public sector accounted for 63% of total employment. According to the IMF, on a per capita income basis, China ranked 73rd by GDP, PPP, per capita in 2019. China's GDP was $14.3 trillion, 99 trillion yuan, in 2019. The country has natural resources with an estimated worth of $23 trillion, 90% of which are coal and rare earth metals. China also has the world's largest total banking sector assets of around $40 trillion, 268.76 trillion CNY, with $27.39 trillion in total deposits. It has the fourth largest inward foreign direct investment, and the 11th largest outward foreign direct investment. China has the world's second highest number of billionaires with total wealth of $996 billion. Of the world's 500 largest companies, 129 are headquartered in China. It has the world's largest foreign exchange reserves worth $3.1 trillion. Historically, China was one of the world's foremost economic powers for most of the 2 millennia from the 1st until the 19th century. China is the world's largest manufacturing economy and exporter of goods. It is also the world's fastest-growing consumer market and second largest importer of goods. China is a net importer of services products. It is the largest trading nation in the world and plays a prominent role in international trade and has increasingly engaged in trade organizations and treaties in recent years. China became a member of the World Trade Organization in 2001. China's largest trading partners are the US, EU, Japan, Hong Kong, South Korea, India, Taiwan, Australia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brazil. The New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, is arguably the most powerful stock exchange in the world. It was not the first exchange to exert influence on the markets, originally formed by brokers. It was in the heart of all the business and trade coming to and going from the United States, as well as the domestic base for most banks and large corporations dealt in the trading of stocks. The NYSE is owned by Intercontinental Exchange, an American holding company in stark contrast with. The Shanghai and Shenzhen exchanges were opened by the Chinese government in 1990 as a way of modernizing China's economy. Many of the companies within this market are subsidiaries of companies in which the Chinese government maintains controlling interest. The Shanghai Stock Exchange and Shenzhen Stock Exchange are one of the world's largest stock exchanges by market capitalization and trade volume. The Communist Party General Secretary Xi Jinping's Chinese dream is described as achieving the two 100s, namely the material goal of China becoming a moderately well-off society by 2021, and the modernization goal of China becoming a fully developed nation by 2049. The 100th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic. On the side of the coin, the development of farming over the course of China's history has played a key role in supporting the growth of what is now the largest population in the world. However, throughout its history, China developed first the agriculture sector, moving forward to industrialization, promote enterprise development through controlled or proxy capitalism. The Chinese economy has kept its growth momentum and become more integrated with the global economy. The Communist Party also took steps to decentralize foreign trade and gave more fiscal autonomy to provincial governments. At some sector of economy, the micro level, the emphasis was squarely placed on what was seen as the economic foundation of socialism, the state-owned enterprises. The strategy was to devolve some rights to state enterprises and allow them to keep some profits. The Chinese government allowing limited capitalism with incentivizing state enterprises. This is a new theory of social political economy. Governance is totally centralized, controlled by the Red Party, but allow proxy capitalism to grow to strive in the harsh and punitive environment of free enterprise in the right Western context of capitalism. China is not only a rising superpower, but it also presents an authoritarian political model, which may well become the 21st century's main alternative, and challenge, to liberal democracy. According to Bloomberg on November 27, 2018, Alibaba Jack Ma, is the co-founder of China's most valuable company, was officially confirmed as a member of the Communist Party in a state-backed newspaper recognizing business leaders for their contributions to the country's development. Jack Ma, co-founder and chairman of e-commerce giant Alibaba Group Holding Limited, is one of 100 people the Communist Party of China's Central Committee will honor as part of a celebration marking 40 years since the country's economic reform and opening up. The honorees also include Tencent Holdings Limited Chief Executive Officer Pony Ma, Baidu Incorporated CEO Robin Li, Basketball star Yao Ming and volleyball coach Lang Ping. China's economy has expanded at a torrid pace in recent decades to become the world's second largest, as measured by nominal GDP. China, the world's most populous nation, has long been a manufacturing and exporting powerhouse. China Petroleum and Chemical is a producer and distributor of a variety of petrochemical and petroleum products. Revenue, TTM, $355.8 billion. Net income, TTM, $486.6 million. Market cap, $53.9 billion. 1-year trailing total return, 19.9%. Registered with New York Stock Exchange. China Railway Group's main business is construction of transportation infrastructure. Specifically, it builds railways, but it also builds roads, bridges, and tunnels. Revenue, TTM, $128.2 billion. Net income, TTM, $3.5 billion. Market cap, $14.0 billion. 1-year trailing total return, 1.2%. Industrial and Commercial Bank of China is the largest bank in the world in terms of total assets under management, AUM. Revenue, TTM, $122.2 billion. Net income, TTM, $41.7 billion. Market cap, $200.1 billion. 1-year trailing total return, 9.3%. China Railway Construction Corporation builds transportation infrastructure and facilities including railways, highways, urban track, and a variety of other major projects. China Railway Construction is also involved in materials trading and real estate development. The company operates under the supervision of the State Council of the People's Republic of China. Revenue, TTM, $120.5 billion. Net income, TTM, $2.9 billion. Market cap, $9.7 billion. 1-year trailing total return, 30.7%. Chinese state-owned China Mobile is a major telecommunications services provider. Among the company's many product offerings are voice, broadband, and roaming services. China Mobile serves a customer base both in mainland China and in Hong Kong. Revenue, TTM, $105.6 billion. Net income, TTM, $15.0 billion. Market cap, $140.9 billion. 1-year trailing total return, 13.1%. Registered in New York Stock Exchange. China practices proxy capitalism. The government controls many large firms and decides which industries will receive subsidies, protected markets and which enterprise will grow. In the United States, private markets and firms mostly determine which companies grow or shrink. In proxy capitalism, the central government will not allow a runaway enterprise from the mantle of China's policy of centralized governance that apply on every business doing overseas investment. The Communist Party of China maintains that despite the coexistence of private capitalists and entrepreneurs with public and collective enterprise, China is not a capitalist country because the party retains control over the direction of the country, maintaining its course of socialist development. The Chinese economy grew by 3.2% year-on-year in the second quarter of 2020, rebounding from a record 6.8% contraction in the previous 3-month period and beating market consensus of a 2.5% expansion. The country became the first major economy to report growth following the coronavirus pandemic, as factories and stores reopened following months of coronavirus-induced restrictions. However, a continuing fall in retail trade underlined weakness in consumer spending and the need for more support from Beijing to accelerate the economic recovery. Considering the first half of the year, the economy contracted by 1.6% over the same period of 2019. With this so much national wealth of nation accumulated by the few elite of China, the question is, does China proxy capitalism can hold on to this system of free enterprise that within this system carries the deadly syndrome of decadent capitalism? The Western economy always dominant force in the free global market, thus China's proxy capitalism approach are policies that promote state-owned firms and pseudo-enterprise seek aggressively to obtain advanced technology, for the states and advancement of its military force. China's policies are partly a product of its unique status, a developing country that is also a rising superpower. Its leaders don't assume the market is preeminent. Rather, they see state power as essential to maintaining stability and growth, and thereby ensuring continued Communist Party rule. Chinese doctrine on proxy capitalism goes: global economy shifts its focus towards new market, and opportunities for businesses to enter into the world market are emerging everywhere, coupled with expanding the Great Walls of China to South China Sea. The impact of globalization on China's economic growth is already being felt. China is rapidly becoming the new champion of economic cooperation, trade and globalization. As others retreat from the forefront, Chinese businesses are looking to expand and grow into all corners of the world.